Hi guys,
What's up, guys?
Rana and Joey here. So I actually am doing a reading specific to kind of what I'm going through in my own life. I'm using the Angel Tarot deck, and so we just thought, because we're getting into the habit of shooting videos, that we would just shoot this and share this, and in case someone might resonate. But I am going to make the focus a little bit, like, it will be a little bit more specific to what I'm going through, but I'm sure there's still, you'll still relate.
She was pulling this, and we were guided to just kind of share this with you guys so that you can kind of get to know us, get to know Rana, and if you resonate, I'm sure that there's a lot of things you might be able to relate to.
Just wanted to share a little background story. Basically, the theme of this was really asking about like abundance and finances and kind of career choices. I for a long time, we both have, I'll speak on my behalf, have kind of been battling between being of service and following our gifts, but also being in survival mode, you know, the bills, the payments and all that. And it's been a struggle. It's been quite a struggle, like, especially coming from a family that have ingrained, like, this is the path, this is the way, you get a job, and not really open to other possibilities. So I've found myself caught in two worlds of wanting to follow my dreams and follow my gifts of readings and healings, but also in my mind subconsciously thinking that I might not make it. Anyways, long story short, while kind of like our business is taking off, I needed to have a little bit of income coming in, and so I recently got a job as a waitress, and I was really happy about it. I just trained for the first week, but the more I got into it, I started to realize that it was going to be a little bit too draining, too taxing, physically, emotionally, and I didn't know how much energy I would have left to do my true passion, which is Joey, again, being of service, and then I was offered a nanny position, and the pay isn't as much, but I just realized it'd be a lot more fun, it would be much less taxing, and I'll still have energy when I come home. So basically, I had to make the decision today, and I made the decision, and I decided to leave the waitressing job, and it was a really hard, difficult decision to make, but in my heart, I knew it was the right one, because I realized that, like, I needed to free myself up to truly follow my gifts, and just jump in, and not worry so much, like, is it going to work, is not, just, like, I'm now being faced with this unwavering faith of just, look, do what you're meant to do, follow your gifts and your passions, come from your heart, be of service, and trust the rest will follow. So that kind of now ties into what we're about to share, basically this reading. So so the first card.
Before we share that, I just kind of want to show this setup. Just take a look, guys. It's upside down. We'll take a picture of it. But so this is past, present, future.
We'll show each card individually too.
This is just a little bonus. This is our, give you guys some sacred energy going on. Crystals here and an abundance one there. So if you guys connect to it, sending you guys love and inspiration.
So, alright. So again, I'm going to make this a little bit more personal to me, but hopefully you will relate. So, the first card I see is being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate.
This all represents past, right?
Yeah. So to me, that's basically, for a long time, I have been very irresponsible with my finances, just spending, getting myself in debt. I have come to realize that I see it was an addiction. It was a form of addiction, almost a sickness. And let's just say it's all caught up to me now. I'm in that place right now where it's like, what the F? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So, I haven't necessarily been making good decisions, good business decisions. I haven't even really been really thinking along those lines. It says, listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. The High Priestess card. Okay? And this to me is telling me that, once again, like, I personally haven't been thinking before I've been acting. I've just kind of been, again, very responsible, but it I mean, that's how it seemed on the surface, but on a deeper level, I realized that it was just a lot of like patterns and conditionings and fears and insecurities and other addictions in the form of smoking weed or TV that literally kept me numbed and stuck and suppressed. And so I'll just quickly interpret all four, and then you can interpret all four. Again, 5 of water, things not turning out the way you've hoped. It's not seeing the positive in the situation and crying over spilled milk. So to me, again, for the longest time, my life has been pretty much hell, a lot of stress, but this has all been self-inflicted, so it's not outside of me, it's decisions I made within myself that have caused this. And, so again, this is the past cards. I feel like this is kind of expressing what I'm, like, letting go of or what I'm integrating into my being so I can, like, let that go and free up space for what I'm stepping into. But, crying over spilled milk. That has been me for a while, like, beyond the fact that I am very emotional, I take things a lot harder, like, oh my god, why didn't they call back, or oh my god, did I mess this up, or, so from this card I'm getting a lot of, like, just, like, I get really disappointed and sad when things don't work out the way I hoped, but what I'm coming to learn and realize is that, look, you don't know what's best, you may think it's meant to be a certain way, but then if you just step back and be open to what the universe would want to provide you, you'll be amazed at the wonder and the magic that is meant to unfold. And then the last card is falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, and enhanced intuition, a new home. So, yeah, to me, this is in the past symbolizing that although, yes, on the physical sense, I haven't been, in society's eyes, successful, but that's okay because I was, during the past little while, more focused on the internal work, the work that people maybe never get to do or do when it's too late, really facing the fears, the patterns. So, again, externally, it may look like, what have you been doing? What the hell have you been doing? But on the I know that my soul has been doing what it's been needing to do, a resurgence of a relationship, falling in love. So this also to me symbolizes Joe and I, like coming together. And although this relationship has been amazing, we're gonna be both honest, it's kind of been very draining and it's been very intense because as twin flames, the label doesn't matter, but basically it's what I've come to realize today is that, look, like, it's not like I'm not only just facing my ego, but your ego, but like our egos have almost like come together and like kind of are making things harder for us. But the flip side of that, because of all these challenges and pressures, this is how we're really reshaping and letting go and kind of being born anew. Again, spiritual growth, enhanced intuition, and a new home. Joe and I have recently moved into this home. So, yeah, I'm just going to do this one a little quick because I don't want this too long, but maybe you could...
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of do an overview because, we don't want to kind of keep this a shorter video, but for the past, what we have here is we have 2 waters, 1 earth, and 1 major arcana. Major arcana is the high priestess. And I think for you, there was a point in your time in the past where you were really embodied in that priestess mode, right?
To that.
You were really embodied in that priestess mode, and now it's coming full circle. A lot of the things with the past is and that's why I know that there's 2 waters in there, because water represents emotion. A lot of the emotion it's strictly from the past. We have a lot of things that happened to us, whether it was traumatic things or whether it was just different things that have happened. And a lot of the times people have these cords that attach them to the past, and they look at the past as almost what they're pain. But you could look at the past to gain as well. You could look at the past instead of for strain, you could look at the past for strength. And what I mean by that is by really being able to look at it, face it, let go of the fear from running from it, shift the energy, go into it, because the only thing that's scary is the fear of the fear. There's no such thing as fear. This is just, it's an illusory emotion. It can help, but when it's paralyzed, it can hurt. So pretty much you can go back and you can go back there and see the silver lining, which will give you strength for where you are presently and also will help you to appreciate where you've been and where you're going. But the High Priestess, Haniel, that's pretty much, we talked about that. The Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving you those less fortunate. So this is the past. You know, you've done a lot of things personally where you have reached out and have been there for people, where you didn't charge money, where you were just being of service.
Yeah, I have like usually a problem with like charging. I just want to give readings for free and do all this, and that's been a struggle that I'm trying to face and realizing like, look, it needs to be give and receive. I too have bills.
It's got to be an exchange, a flow, because it's for both people as well. If we just did it for free, we wouldn't be giving the other person the chance to be part of that dance, be a part of that exchange, and it would actually cause to hurt them more than harm them. Now there's a balance. We're not going to overcharge or anything. We are coming from a place of value.
Just wanted to add for the High Priestess in regards to me, like, yeah, you're right, like, you know, during that time of frivolous spending, I wasn't really spending it on stupid things. I was spending it on crystals and oracle decks. I have like honestly like over 40 decks now.
But it was all investments to serve what we're doing now.
And yeah, like at that time, I was able to truly embody the priestess within me. But again, unfortunately, I didn't do it in a balanced way. So, but now I see that since this is the past, it's kind of serving me for now, because now I'm able to step into that really priestess guidance guider. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, just want to.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think though that the being too frivolous part or too cautious with money, I feel like that it's all coming full circle. Is that everything that you spent money on? It's like a lot of things like the past is my personal belief is everything that happens serves. No point in even going back, and not saying that it happens, because of course it does. No point in going back, giving yourself shit, excuse my language, and just keeping that energy flow stagnant or chained to the past. It's like trying to walk forward and you're looking back. You know, it's just not, you're going to hit a wall. It just doesn't work. So, but with that being said, we can fall off the path, and it's okay. Just get right back on, and we're good.
So now we're going to go into kind of like the present, what's happening right now. And again, I was asking for guidance on, you know, career decisions and so forth. And, you know, right off the bat, the dreamer. A leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So this to me is kind of like, again, because I made the decision to quit the waitressing job, but I'm still, oh my God, was it right? Was I wrong? And this is kind of affirming to me that, look, take that leap of faith. Like, I'm now committed to really being of service and kind of, you know, start offering our readings and healings and start charging from it and really transform it into a livelihood. But in order to do that, I realized that I've been so stuck and ingrained in 3D ways of making money, you know, like get a job or, you know, just so you know, my background has been in marketing. I've worked in the corporate world, you know, as an executive assistant for many years. And so, you know, for me, I thought the waitressing gig would kind of be like a good half balance point. You know, being a service, I'm meeting people, but yet it's still a traditional job, a safe job. And then I realized, like, I see that has been the last piece. I had to almost get the job so I could experience it and, like, realize, like, look, no, this isn't for your highest and best good either. What's funny is this nanny job is I had spoken to this lady weeks ago, and then she just disappeared. She stopped replying to me. I was really bummed out and sad about it. And literally, the day where I decided internally, I'm like, I came to the decision that, look, I need to quit this waitressing job. I'm going to let them know tomorrow. That night, before I went to bed, this lady messaged me asking me if I was still interested in this gig. The next day, which was before yesterday, I met these beautiful girls that I feel like their older sister. I went there today, and I've already made like $100, you know. And so what I'm trying to express is, like, you don't always think you know what's best. Like, I thought I knew what was best, so I was putting energy into this waitressing gig, and I got it. And then I realized, like, when I was there, I'm like, I don't think this is really what I want. And then when I made that decision, I limited, and then that's when God was like, okay, this is what you should be doing. And, you know, so again, this is telling me, take that leap of faith, you know, take the risks, trust that it's all going to work out, follow your dreams. My dreams is working with people one-on-one, working with people in group situations, you know, doing readings and healings and coaching and events and workshops and, you know, all this stuff. And yeah, so this is kind of reaffirming to me that, like, look, you made the right decision. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. So, like, this is kind of affirming to me, like, look, you're on the right path. The abundance that you seek is going to unfold. And I realize that, like, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm taking the action stuff, but I'm also listening to God and being guided. You know, like I'm hearing His voice. You know, do this, and so because of that, like within 2 days, I already made $100. You know, which I wouldn't have made if I did the waitressing gig because I'm still being trained and I'm getting paid for that, anyways. But the point is, like, again, this is reaffirming, like, look, all is well. Be patient. Just keep on your path. Keep, you know, being of service, and you know, and know and trust that, like, you are going to be rewarded. I am on the right path. And again, this has been really hard for me because I do come from a very 3D practical family, like probably the most practical family I've ever met. I'm serious. It's like, I don't know where I fit in, but it's just whatever. I'm the wild card. But you know, and me, I'm a free spirit hippie. You know, my mom thinks when I do readings, she's like, what are these magic cards you play with? You know, like, she doesn't understand it. They don't understand it. If they mind can't understand it, they just don't understand it.
Because their parents have been in this paradigm. It's been a paradigm that has had so much energy, and now what's happening is we're shifting that paradigm. We're going from the Piscean era to the Aquarian era, whole nother thing. And it takes the indigos, whatever these labels are, but these indigos, all these things to really blaze the trail.
So I guess what I'm trying to say, and is like, it wasn't that easy for me to just jump into my gifts and my passions because I had fear of failure. I didn't believe in myself, but more importantly, I literally had these thought patterns, these stories, this blueprint in my subconscious telling me that this is the way to do it. This is the way to make money. If you go on this path, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. And so it's like I've literally been like a little scared, like deer in headlights, not knowing which way to go, knowing that this path, this 3D corporate path, wasn't for me. I was depressed as hell, but at the same time, I was so scared to move forward in with my gifts and passions because at the back of my mind, like, oh my god, what if I fail? So I literally was just like, for years, you know, and seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So again, to me, this is telling me, like, look, you know, everything you've done up until this moment has served you. You know, like, yes, right now I am making proper decisions. You know, I am working my butt off. You know, I'm showing myself in the universe that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to pay off my debt, to pay for this home, to pay for my car. Yes, you know, I did. I'm just gonna cry a little right now. I need to forgive myself for my past. And I'm not a failure because of it. It shaped me into who I am right now. It gave me the soul lessons and the life lessons that I needed, that I would not have learned if I stuck it out in my job and worked my way up. I wouldn't have learned shit doing that. I mean, I'm sure I would, but not to the degree that I'm learning now, you know, like, and it's telling me, like, don't worry, you know, unnecessary worry. Like, I worry a lot. And it's telling me, like, not to worry. You're on the right path. You're gonna be okay. Like, ever since I was a little girl, I've always said, I want to help the world. I want to help the world. There's even a picture I drew about me healing the world. Like, I've always known it my whole life. I'm here to be of service and to make a difference. And I know a lot of say this, but, like, it has been in my core. Since a young girl, you know, people always used to come to me for guidance. I used to be called Dr. Phil, you know, and I'm finally ready to step into that. I'm ready to, like, trust in myself and trust in the universe. And that's what this whole situation is about, like, look, in spite of the bills and the situation and all this and, you know, survival, like, just no, follow your heart, follow your gifts. What are your gifts? You know, do you love cooking, connecting to children, whatever the gift is, like, follow it. Be of service. That is the legacy you're going to leave in the world. Not how high up you made it in your company, or, I mean, I'm not telling you to quit your job, you know, especially if you're happy, you know, that's awesome. But if you don't love your job, don't necessarily quit, but, like, find ways to incorporate your passions into it. Maybe offer things on the side for free for a little while and whatever. But, you know, the last card, a new person enters your life, a relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities. Again, this to me is, first off, talking about Joe and I, because right now, like, you know, there has been just like with any couple, once, all is amazing when you're, out in the world, like on a trip or an adventure, but when you have, bills piling up and, expenses real. And, just when you're in survival mode, unfortunately, it causes a lot of strife and guilt and, not guilt, what's the word? Blame on one another. And so it has been, we've been tested many times, almost ready to quit. And so that's what this is telling me. Like, look, you guys, like, you are entering into a new phase. You guys, like, are becoming closer because of it. And, just, like, a relationship begins a new phase. And to me, that also symbolizes that Joey and I are now ready to be professionals. We've been living a life like amateurs for so long. And Joey and I are now ready because we know the gift that our readings are because of the testimonials we've received, and not to sound like anything, but it's helps transform people's lives.
That's what, and it's not really us. It's we're just giving the container. We're channeling it. We're not even doing the healing. You're doing the healing. Your higher self and God. So we're not here to say that we're anyone's savior because we're not.
But what I'm trying to say is that for so long we didn't believe in ourselves. Yeah. Okay. And now that's changing. That's us entering a new relationship stage. It's to me that is us really entering into the stage of self-love, valuing ourselves and valuing our gifts. No, Mom, these are not magic cards that I'm just playing with. This is really me being of service to the world. Yeah. You can maybe quickly interpret.
Yep. I'm just going to go over this pretty quick. For the present moment, what we have here, we have one major arcana. The Fool in traditional tarot.
Major life change. So major arcana, just to reiterate, so that's like a major thing going on in your life, and the other ones, the minor arcanas, are more kind of just like day-to-day situations, and but they're all important.
So we have one major arcana, which is the Fool. It's kind of the starting of the journey, and it's pretty fitting that we're getting ready to start our journey, our professional journey. Me and Rana, we're Virgos, but we're also people who have
same birthday, like August 31st.
We have the same birthday.
It's kind of weird.
We also we're more introverts sometimes. I'm definitely more introverted. That's like her element where she's out and I'm more introvert.
I'm both.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little bit of both. But I'm a little bit more introverted, so it's been more of a journey. It's been harder for me to express myself publicly. I've been a very private person my whole life, and Rana has really came in, and her strength that she shows with her vulnerability and by her posts and by how she shares, she just is so raw, she's such a role model to me for the way that she does that, and it shows her strength and it's just wears it on her sleeve and just authentic, and I really respect someone like that. So we have the one major arcana, which is the Dreamer. We have one water, one earth, one fire. So we got a little bit of a balance going on. The fire is that creative energy. The earth is more that grounded energy, more so like the financial in a lot of cases. And the water is more emotions and divine guidance and all that stuff. So right now it's fitting. We're starting at the Dreamer. We're starting at the beginning pretty much. I mean, and we're always on a hero's journey, always starting all over the place and starting up again. We both were in corporate worlds. She made good money doing marketing. I made great money doing mortgage. It's a pretty tough decision once you're in that situation. We could have been comfortable for the rest of our lives. But the reason that we're sharing our journey and the reason that we're sharing what we do is because our intention is to inspire you. So many people, one of the greatest tragedies in the world is untapped potential. It's the greatest. Someone could be the greatest violinist ever, and they second guess and they don't ever do it. It's one of the greatest tragedies in my belief. And we're not telling you to quit your job, but we are inspiring you, offering you a chance to maybe look at what are you passionate about? How can you balance that in with it? We're not about the spirituality, just airy-fairy stuff, and we're not about just putting your head down and not paying attention to anything, It's about a balance, and that's, we're trying to embody that ourselves. So, 3 of Fire, abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. That's what we're doing. We're setting the groundwork. We're setting goals. We're stepping into that professionalism. We've been professionals our whole life, but what happens is for me, it was my mortgage. I left my mortgage, and I went to California, and I, was just kind of just lost myself a little bit. And then I came home and kind of went through a phase, and we're going through phases, guys. Free yourself from it. 7 of Earth, seeds well planted, a temporary phase in action, unnecessary worry. The faith, you guys, you're following your heart. Whenever you follow your heart, you can't go wrong. You can't. Well, that being said, there's got to be a balance, which is why it's Earth. We need to be more balanced. Plant seeds, temporary plans in action, stick through it, see it to completion. Page of Water, intuitive.
Like pause in action.
Pause in action. What did I say? Plan in action. Well, that too. Page of Water, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities. This believes in our readings. You know, when we do readings with people, we build personal relationships. We make friends. We're building a community. So we're bringing people together. And once you bring people together, that energy is amplified, and it can be a win for all. And that's what we're moving into, is we're supporting one another. We're going from competition to coexistence, co-creation, all of it. Survival to thrival. That's where we're at right now, guys. So that would leave us in the present. And we'll make this one a little bit shorter because I know the video is a little bit long, so sorry, guys.
Well, you guys are getting to know us, too.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, just the future. Again, there's a major arcana for each one, interestingly enough. The major arcana in this case is the Star. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, on the right path. So this, again, is affirming to me that, yes, like, again, we're on the right path. I've made the right decision. Interestingly enough, the first major arcana for past was the High Priestess. So that to me was like me for a long time, kind of like really going within, too scared to really share my voice and kind of share my gifts. You know, now it's like in the present, it's like, look, take that leap of faith, go for it, just do it. You know, our page is about to launch, our website, and the possible future potential is the star, you know, and us like really shining our light. And to me, the star symbolizes just like magnificence and like confidence and really empowering others and being the light for yourself and for others. And you know, that ties in perfectly to King of Air. Speak your mind with confidence. Actually, not this one. Where is it?
Camera.
Okay, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, okay, King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional. Again, we keep saying professional, and that's what it's telling us. Like, yes, you know, we are stepping into that, we are embodying that by changing patterns and habits when we wake up and how we spend our days and time, and just, we're both growing up. So speak your mind with confidence. You know, again, as we were saying before, like, we were too scared to share our gifts and our readings and our posts. You know, we're both writers, but we've both been really blocks to writing. You know, it's saying speak your mind with confidence. You know, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional consideration. And to me, this is a picture of kind of like a knight on a horse and all these horses behind him, and that to me symbolizes taking charge, going forward, just, you know, like, yeah, moving forward. Again, King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. So, you know, again, these all tie in together, and to me this is symbolizing, like, you know, like, yes, you guys are ready to truly step into your power as leaders, and not necessarily leaders because we're better, but just, again, like what he said, it's just, we believe that by sharing our stories, sharing our struggles, and sharing how the hell we got out of our struggles, and how the hell we, you know, the tools and everything that we use, that's how we're going to help inspire you. You know, we're going to share our story to help you follow your dreams and your gifts, and so that you can understand that your story has so much more value than you probably ever imagined. You know, what are the struggles you've been through? What are the, you know, have you been faced with poverty or being homeless, or even if it's not that severe, you know, a divorce? Or have you been through divorce, and maybe you could help other women go through that, you know, how to heal from that, whatever. But like, yeah. And then the last card, relationships develop to a new level, trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. And again, this ties into us really stepping into that power of being of service to others, being there for others, offering that loving, safe container, you know, to be there, offering guidance and support and empowerment and love, and relationships develop to a new level. You know, our biggest intention is to create a community, a tribe of like-minded individuals where we can support one another. So to me, that's what this is saying. We're stepping into deeper relationships with all these wonderful souls that we get to meet and be of service with and co-create with. That's about it. Yeah.
So finally, for the future, we have one major arcana, one water, one fire, and one air. And it's interesting to me how my mind has put this together is there's no earth. And this is the future. This is in the ether still. This is, when you really think about it, there's no future, there's no past, it's all happening in one moment, in one time period now. There's no earth in the future, because this represents to me the potential, the possibilities. So we have the star, Archangel Jophiel. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. To me, this is about shining your light. Shining your light. And you do that by, we were all given a gift. We were all, it doesn't matter who you are, and you might not even know what that is. You might know what it is, but you haven't had the courage to do it. That's okay. Keep on plugging away. But this is really about shining your light, sharing your gifts, inspiring others, picking others up, relating with others, bonding together, and freedom. Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. You are a queen. You are a queen. You have cared for so many. Your intuition is spot on. One of the most amazing intuitions that I've ever seen. Trust it. And just a lot of the things, sometimes we go back in our heads, back and forth, and trust your gut. Trust your gut, babe. And I'll be here for you too. Care for yourself and others. Trust your emotions, trust your feelings, your intuitive feelings. King of Air and King of Fire. King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Professionalism. What that means to me is respecting other people's time, respecting our time, respecting the exchange. For people that come, I've had people that say, "Oh, you charge for readings, like why don't you just do it for free?" Or, "Oh, it's like, no. It's an exchange. It's a fair exchange." And when you can really know what your value is and what you're contributing to the world, there's no one that can take that away from you. No one. So know your value. Be a professional. You are brilliant. You are brilliant.
Sorry.
Thank you. Speak your mind. One of the things that I love about Rana is she speaks her mind. She wears it on her sleeve. She's vulnerable. She shares her story. She shares what she's going through. And it's all centered from the pure intention of she wants to relate. She wants to just, she's going through shit. She wants to help you if you're going through the same thing. And I love that and I respect that. Seeking out professional advice. Maybe you're in a similar position. We would love to do this for you. I mean, this is just kind of in general. When we do this when we actually do a reading or an energy healing, we set up a whole sacred space. So you're joining us in sacred space. You get to customize your own energy grid. You get to pick from over 40 different decks, depending on what you're comfortable with.
And
There's a lot of
not only
guidance.
a reading, it's also reading and energy healing. And
It's
you're
all
getting
the
it from
above,
two people.
because you're getting it from two
Two
people.
interpretations.
So while someone is channeling it, the other person is holding the energetic space and is directing the energy flow, connecting with their higher selves, connecting with our higher selves, letting Source envelop all of it in light that we are. King of Fire. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. So fire is really something that I'm really passionate about. I'm more of an action type person. The fire is more the energy, the charismaticness, how you motivate others, your creative fire, your juices, the passion. And this is just for me in my own personal life and for us, there's so much that we want to do. And sometimes it's tough to focus on one thing, but when you don't focus on one thing, you're constantly trying to do everything. And guess what happens? You don't get anything done. We've been doing this for 2 years. Literally. We've been going back and forth. Everything serves, but, we're learning and we want to do different.
Just wanted to quickly add that I noticed that beyond the major arcana, the star, it's king, and queen. and the previous one was the Dreamer. The Dreamer is the youth, the Fool in the major, in the traditional tarot. And to me, what this is symbolizing again is that, like, in the future, you are stepping into, first off, recognizing that, you know, you are the ruler of your world. You are the king and queen of your world. You know, you have the power, not people outside of you. And to me, that also symbolizes royalty. You know, abundance, living out your dreams, having power, not necessarily power to control people, but influence. You know, influence. And so to me, it's really interesting. I just noticed that it's kind of like growing up and stepping into your true potential as the king and queen of your life.
You guys, this is a long video. We really, really appreciate you. If you stuck all the way through, if you just looked at it, we just appreciate you taking your time out of your day, and we hope that we could inspire you in any way. And that rhymed. So.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment down below. And if you're interested in a reading with us, let us know. Again, usually when we shoot these videos, we do it more like general for the
This was
for the
more
public,
of a personal one.
but this was really a little bit specific to me. But I hope you did find a little bit of inspiration in there. And yeah.
And hopefully you got to know us a little bit more. We have our page that's coming out. You might be on it right now. You might not. It's going to be Rana and Joey. And we're excited about it, to share our journey, all with the intention of inspiring you on your journey. So please join us, and we're grateful for your time. Namaste.
Namaste. Have a wonderful day.